Audio check, check, check. We've got a little bit of a delay here. We've got a rink worker on a power trip working on the corner of the ice here. He's got some type of hoe out. He's refining the edge of the ice. He's beating, he's banging. He hasn't yet progressed to whacking. I don't know what he's doing, but he's been out here working on this corner after he drove the Zamboni off for the last 4 or 5 minutes. His doll comes over acting the fool. I'll be back whenever he's done on his power trip, and we'll get this game going. All right, the rink workers finally done messing around with the ice. And yabba-dabba-doo, sports fans, welcome back. Rockville Ice Arena with a corner that's now overly manicured due to the hungover Zamboni driver who was on a power trip working in the corner. He's satisfied now. He can go back and take a nap and have a cigarette. And we're going to get this game underway. Your Steel City Select 16U girls and these Washington Prides in their home whites. We're in the traveling blacks. We're battling again. I'm bringing you the best view I can. We're on this rink. I'm literally inches from the glass. So I got you the net there, but we lose that face-off circle. And then I got you the net on this end, but we lose the corner. But they don't build rinks very big here in the D.C. area, so this is all we give you. Don't get a good vantage point here. They squeezed this one in. So 2:02 on the warm-up clock. I'll be back for period number 1 momentarily. All right, they've picked them up. They put them away. We're waiting for the team to head over to Tyndall for final instructions here. A little tight. People standing 4 feet to my right, so it's going to obstruct my view even more than yesterday. But we'll make it work as always. Sticks are tapped. They're heading over to Tyndall for final instructions. This one should be Canacci to my left to start off here. We'll see where we end up. They beat Jamalkowski with movement yesterday. Canacci's a little bit quicker goalie, so maybe we can counterbalance some of that. We'll see. Jamalkowski's heading to the bench. Canacci's going to the left, and we're going to get underway here. Looks like it's going to be Kinger, Detling. Detling waving again to the camera, not focused, ready to go here. We got to get ready to go, Brooke. Pilarski, Kiesel, Zivy. 3 17-minute periods, and Stripes waving Pilarski off, and there she goes. She jumps it again, can't pick up the puck, and now they come back the other way. Pride gain the zone. They push it over to the wall, and Kiesel overskates, now in the corner. Around the backside. Zivy battling, and Pilarski comes out of there with it up to King. King up behind Detling, got tipped, and she can't pick up the puck. Puck comes back the other way. Zivy up into the bench, and we're going to get a whistle. We're going to come back to the far circle that you can barely see because of the way this rink is built. As Scarlatelli and Schilling come in to keep an eye on this game. Out comes the rig, Makasenka and Clardy, so they move the lines around a little bit here. Looks like they took Taylor off, put the rig up, and Clardy around the backside. Cannot fish it out of there. Now she will. Kiesel around the back. Zivy up the wall, and they hold it at the far point. Shot from there. Canacci puts that to the end wall. Around back. Kiesel battling. Clardy up the near wall. She's got Makasenka ahead of her. Rig in the middle. She just threw it up ahead, and the Pride are going to pick that up, take it back the other way. Take it over to the far wall. Rig's going to get no call there. They could have called Rig for the trip there. And now they take it around the backside. Oh, no, they are going to call the Rig for the trip. Rig's going to sit for the trip. Backstripes got it. Rig's heading to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. And we're going to go on a kill early as the Rig got sloppy along the wall. So Pilarski, King, Zivy and Kiesel. Zivy and Kiesel have been out here a while. They're going to stay and come to the near circle for this. Tripping penalty on the Rig. As they take the draw in the corner. A lot of people walking around here. As comes up the near wall. And out. All the way down. We're going to chase it down in the corner. King applies a little bit of pressure. King causes her to go back the other way, and now through neutral, Pilarski's over there. Pilarski into the corner. I can't see it. People in the way. Now Kinger comes out of there with it. Kinger up to the point to Zivkovic, who chops it, but doesn't chop it far, and now the Pride fall down. Comes back through neutral where Kiesel leaves it up for Pilarski. Pilarski up the far wall, throws it off a mask, went in awkwardly on the goalie who covered it up. And we're going to get a stoppage with 15-16, minute 19 on the penalty to the Rig. So the bar fight comes out here with Clardy, Dull, and Desai to kill off the second part of this penalty to the Rig. As this one's going to come out to the point, Desai. Desai playing with it, throws it off a skate deep under Stripes' feet in around the backside. Vitodian absolutely killed Stripes in the game prior. As Desai picks this one up. She backhands it up ahead to Clardy. Clardy down the near wall, shorthanded, can't hold the puck. Desai's going to have to retreat as the Pride come through. This is going to turn into a break unless Desai really hurries, but this girl's got good speed. Canacci got the blocker up, knocked that to the glass. Clardy over there beating and banging on the wall. They never got to the whacking before the puck moved, and now they knock it lower. High puck up in the air as Clardy knocks it down. Clardy up the far wall. Doesn't have the angle. She stops, she turns, she dumps. She's going to head to the bench as the bar fight's going to go battle behind the net. Bar fight takes it away, and here come the Pride back the other way. Pride up through neutral. Taylor gets it stuck in her feet, and they called it delayed offsides as Taylor throws it back. That was close to too many. This one comes back the other way. Pride. They whacked Taylor's stick out of the way. Taylor fell down playing defense, and now out into the center of the circle, Kanachi knocks it over to the far wall. 11 seconds to go in the penalty of the rig. This one comes up. Pride knocks it down. Shot from the point. Drifts in on Kanachi for the cover. 13:59. 3 seconds to go in the penalty to the rig. So this one's going to go to the far circle. You can't see. Bar fight, Taylor, Zivy, and Kiesel. And they're going to go over to that far circle. Bar fight, kicking at it. Penalty over. Yenny on, rig to the bench. And they come up the wall. Zivkovic throws it up the wall. Can't throw it out. Taylor can't stick it out. Now they throw it lower, Kiesel. So Kiesel, bar fight, Zivy, Yenny, and Taylor. As Kiesel's coming up right in front of us. There she goes. She dumps it deep. And Yenny's got to get back there and go to work. She overskates. And here come the Pride up the near wall. They throw it up that near wall. Pilarski skates over. Can't get a stick on it. Now it goes deeper. Pride around the backside. Yenny whacks. Now they send it up. Swiss Army Niner leaves it for Taylor. Taylor whacks it. She presses a girl to the wall. She's trying to get to the bench. They're fighting for it. Now over to the near point. Into the corner. Out, high slot. They got a high stick. Tip that one to the corner. And no call as Kinger falls down. Pride player falls on top of her. And here comes Yenny. Yenny. Red line dump. And Niner and Dull in the backyard. King, Pilarski, Yenny up front. As that one came by Dull. It's going to go all the way down, and the Swiss Army Niners not going to get there. They can't get the shot off. Kanachi can't get the cover. Wide open in front of the goal, and she couldn't chip it home. Tip it up high. Into the near corner. Kinger stops, turns. Throws it across ice to Yenny. Yenny backhands it ahead. Pilarski heads to the bench. Yenny heads to the bench. And this one will come up and out as Detling's out here with Claherty. Detling whacks at it. Claherty skates across in the near corner. Pride. Pride have it around behind. Throw it around behind. They pick it up in the far corner, around behind Stripes. Up to the far point. Now they're going to get Claherty for a rough. Into the corner. Near point. And now Claherty's going to go sit in the bin for an elbow. So 12:04, Claherty's going to the bin on an elbow call. So she's going to sit, and out comes Barfight and Yenny with Desai and Dull to kill off penalty number 2 on the select. Draw there, out to the near point. Dancing across the top over to the far point. Shot from the far point. Kanachi got lumber on that, put it high to the wall. They tip it. Barfight battle and can't knock it out. They skate lower with it. Kanachi didn't need to do anything with that as it goes over to the far corner. Up the far wall, mid-wall, out to the far point, near wall. Skating higher, and we're getting some type of a call here. They're bringing the face-off out. Not sure for what reason. They're bringing the face-off out here. Not quite sure what he called here. Must have either been a hand pass or a high stick. I didn't see it. As Pilarski knocks it ahead, and the Pride have to retreat. They take it all the way. No, they come in front of their goalie, up the far wall. Now here they come in front of us. This one, they bumble it at the line, and that ends up offsides. With 11:28 here in the rink, Kinger hands it to Stripes. That was the move earlier that Vitodian bent down to pick up a puck, and Stripes did too, and Stripes got knocked on his backside. Vitodian leveled him in the earlier game as they step in to take this one. This one comes all the way back, and the Pride are going to retreat. Pilarski with pressure on the kill. Pilarski whacking. Two Pride players run into each other. Pilarski whacks at the puck and holds it back there for a second. Now she's heavy pressure up the near wall. This one comes back to Kiesel. Kiesel's going to throw it. And didn't go very far. Kiesel's going to pick it up again. Kiesel's going to throw it this time, get it all the way to the corner with 56 seconds to go in the penalty to Claherty. This one up the near wall. And here come the Pride as Zivy pushes her to the wall. Now Kiesel. Kiesel picks it up. Going to take it all the way around behind. No, hits the Uno reverse card. Comes up the wall. Can't throw it out. Near point. High slot. Now down low. And Zivkovic's just going to whack at it. Didn't get a lot on it. But it's going to drift back to neutral. And now King's going to pick it up. King gets a shot off. Goaltender with a blocker save. Over to the far wall. You had Makasenka step up and intercept that player. But the puck kept moving. And here come the Pride. 20 seconds to go on the penalty to Claherty. They put it in front. Desai knocks that down. Into the corner. They're beating, they're banging. Now they're whacking. Around to the wall. They send it up to the high slot. Girls wide open. Shot. Kanachi hit her up high at an awkward angle in the shoulder. She knocked it down into the glove and covered it up with 10-12 in the arena. 8 seconds on the penalty to Claherty. Lindsay's saying the ref wasn't aware of his surroundings. I don't know. Pilarski's telling me you were looking at her, so maybe you were equally unaware, Lindsay. Just saying. Face-off. Rig. Near circle. Puts it in the corner, and down it goes, and that'll kill the penalty. As the Rig's out here with Makasenka, that'll let Claherty jump out with Dahl and Desai, and puck comes up the near wall. This one comes across, and they tip it right by Dahl in on Kanachi, and Kanachi covers that up, and Desai makes sure to push the player out of the way and get Jovi some clear space in front of that net. So we're going to go to the far circle now. Kiesel and Zivica back out for the backyard. Rig, Claherty, Makasenka up front. These three played extensively together back at Penn's. We'll see if they can rekindle that magic as they throw it deeper. And now they're going to send it around the backside past Kiesel. Claherty battling for it. They're battling back there. Zivy back there now. Now they send it up the near wall. Makasenka can't get a stick on it. Around back, Kiesel. Kiesel comes out of there with it, up the wall. Kiesel looking up. It's going to skate it. Kiesel tips it ahead. Claherty can't get a stick on it. Now it's in front of us, and Makasenka's going to retreat and pick it up. Makasenka across to Zivy. Zivy bounces it high up for Claherty. Claherty down the far wall. Claherty drags it through, loses it, gets held up, and goes to the wall, battling for the puck. And the Pride come out of there with it up the wall. Makasenka holds it. Rig battling. They send it up, and Zivy holds it at least momentarily, and now it comes out as the Rig comes out of there with it. Rig back to Kiesel. Kiesel stops, turns, throws it up to Claherty. Claherty on the near wall. Claherty spins, leaves it for the Rig. Rig whacks it into the zone, and now Yanni's going to beat and bang. Rig's going to chip it lower. Goes into the corner, and around the backside. Up the wall, and Claherty's going to retreat back to neutral. Claherty leaves it for Kiesel. Kiesel up too far for Yenny, and they throw it in, and we're going to get a change here as Taylor Barfight come on with Yenny. Schuler and Desai in the backyard. Taylor on the point can't hold it, and back to Barfight. Barfight throws it deep into the corner, and she's going to go chase her own throw in and battle as hard as she always does. Up the wall, they go by Yenny, and they go by Desai, and now here they come. Barfight knocks it away, and Stripes is in the way. That's the one Vitodian killed. And now we got a trip as Taylor goes down, no call. Barfight putting her arms up into that girl. Over to the near point, Schuler. Schuler picks it up. Doesn't get much on it. Can't get it out up the near wall. They're whacking, beating, banging. Yes, the order's backwards. Now we got Barfight getting knocked down, and we're going to get a penalty here on the Pride. Body checking, Barfight down, and she's laughing at the girl as she goes to the box. And somewhere Tommy's smiling. So we're going to go on the power play here. We'll see who he sends. Same unit. This unit's been a little bit anemic. Let's see if they can get something going here. Got to make a tripod adjustment. Adjustment done. 7:46. And you got to win the face-off to have a chance. And here they come up the near wall. They chip it around Kiesel. Around the backside to Zivy. Zivy up for Claherty. Too far. Now they send it back again. Kiesel. Kiesel skates into the center with it. Kiesel. Far wall. Kiesel still skating. Chips it lower behind the net. We got the dump part. Nobody got the chase part. It's the same part we missed yesterday. Claherty, point-blank range. Claherty, point-blank range again. Can't pull the trigger on the rebound. Loose behind the net. Clardy hit the goalie pads perfectly square on, and now the Pride will dump it in on Kanachi, who's going to leave it for Kiesel. Kiesel up for Clardy. Clardy cross for Pilarski. Pilarski back to Clardy off the wall, but that's going to be offsides, and King was hiding over there. Just didn't see her. Here comes unit number 2, a minute 8. This unit's going to get a real chance now. Rigg, Makasenka, bar fight. Schuler and Dahl. As bar fight's going to step in and take this one. Rigg's going to go out wide. Put it in front to Dahl. Now across. Bar fight chipping it. Rigg knocks it in. Bar fight down the far wall. She gets the puck taken away. Round the backside. And this one's going to come up the near wall. Out past Schuler. And Dahl's going to retreat. Dahl rolling puck. Dahl throws it behind Barfight. Barfight can't get there. Comes back past Schuler all the way down. And the girl's going to get in front of Schuler, but Dahl's going to get back there. Dahl takes a hit. Makasenka. Makasenka with the Rigg going into the Rigg's feet. Rigg up the near wall. Rigg shoulders a girl. Makasenka up the wall. Now into the center. Over to the wall to Dahl. Dahl throws it deeper. Barfight's got to go dig it out. Barfight. Battling back there. Can't get a stick on it. Here come the Pride. Can't do anything on these power plays. Neither unit. As they throw it deeper with 15 to go in the penalty. Goes all the way around for Dahl. And Dahl turns it over. High slot. Never got the shot off. Barfight picks it up. Leaves it. No, the Rigg couldn't get a stick on it. Now the Rigg will. Rigg up too far for Makasenka. And Pride throw it back the other way. Rigg at the blue line. Penalty over. Rigg banks it up ahead to Makasenka. Can't handle it. Rigg has to wait for Makasenka to clear the zone. She comes out, throws it deep, heads for a change. And the Pride are going to pick it up in the far corner. Pilarski cut that off, comes across the top of the line. Pilarski stops, turns, throws it up top to Kiesel. Kiesel throws it in, misses everything to the near side. This one goes low. They're going to battle into the corner. Loose in front. Taylor threw it and left it on the back door, and Pilarski cleaned up the rebound, and it's 1-0 Steel City. Taylor off the goalie. It was sitting on the back door. Pilarski picked it up, said, "Thank you very much." Knocked it in the open back door, and it's 1-0. 5:12 to go, first period. Pilarski on the cleanup. 1-0. Bar fight out here with Taylor and Yanni. Mrazek and Dahl in the backyard as the Pride take it back. They throw it up. It goes past Dahl. Niner's going to need to hurry. She's going to get there. She whacks at it. Pride pick it up. Pride up the wall. Bar fight battling. Bar fight and Niner. You don't get two more scrappy players than that battling in the corner. Now up the near wall. Around the back for the bar fight. Bar fight stops, turns, Uno reverse card up the wall. Can't knock it by that Pride player. As bar fight and Niner are going to go into the corner with a couple of Pride. This one comes loose. Yenny can't get a stick on it, and it comes back out to neutral. Pride, stop, turn. Good edge work by that girl to get into the zone as Taylor picks it up. Taylor, cross for Yenny. Yenny moving up the wall. Yenny stops, babbles at the blue line, and hit bar fight skates. It comes over to the near corner where they take it around behind, and here they come up through the center of the zone. Skating through the center of the zone. Pride, it should have been, and it is, offsides. Girl led her into the zone by a few strides, and that'll be offsides. We should go to the far dot in front of the selects bench for this one. As Stripe skates over for this draw. Pilarski kicks at it. Pride player goes down. They're beating, they're banging, they're whacking. Pride knocks it in from her knees. Desai over to Schuler. Schuler up to Pilarski. Pilarski moving through center with speed. Throws it into the corner. Fights through a hit. Goes and chases it. Pilarski whacking. She skipped the beating and the banging. Desai far point. Desai throws it low in the corner. Pilarski back there. Pilarski chips it out in front. Loose. King hit it but couldn't bury it. And now here they come back the other way with speed. Pilarski whacking. Desai steps in front, shoulders a girl off the puck. Another girl picks it up, put it over to the back door, but she couldn't handle the pass. Back door was open as Kanachi was moving over slow. Around the backside. Loose up top, King. Here comes King up the near wall. King King, red line dump, and Detling needs to go chase, and we didn't get that memo. Now Detling's going to battle on the wall, across back to King. King can't handle the pass. Here comes the puck. Schuler thought she held it, but it didn't look like it. It hit Schuler in the chest. Claherty picks it up. Claherty skating through center. Claherty, around one. Claherty loses the puck to the wall. And the Rig's going to skate over it, hit her in the chest or the wrist, and fell down, and now back to neutral. To Zivkovic. Zivkovic up too far for Claherty. Rig can't get a stick on it as the Pride throws it back the other way, and that will be an icing. 2:50 to go, first period. 1-0 on a goal by Pilarski in the back door. Rig, Makasenka, Claherty. I think the Rig wants to try to push this on the net, and that's what they're going to do. See if Claherty's going to go crash the gate, do a 98. Rig put it there, and nobody stepped in front of it. Didn't have a lot on it. She got it that direction. Here come the Pride back through neutral. Claherty sticks out the stick for the Olay. Didn't work, and here come the Pride up the near wall. Kiesel. Shot through her feet. Kanachi hits that with the lumber over to the far corner. It's in Zivy's feet now. Detling knocks it up the wall. Pride pick it up there, half wall shot, doesn't get through. Zivkovic Claherty throws it around the back. Now the Pride push it out to the far point. Shot, doesn't get through again as Zivkovic and a Pride player take it to the corner. Around back Pride. They center it loose in the high slot. Kanachi with the quick glove. And problem with the clock there. We're at 2:15. Didn't start. So we're at 2:15 to go. First period. Shots are 10-5 in favor of the Pride. Score 1-0 in favor of the Selects. We got the bar fight out here with her line. I see Yenny. I see Taylor. As Niner goes down behind the net. We're beating the banging behind the net. Dahl steps in to whack at it. Dahl. Bar fight comes out of there with it. Bar fight around behind, still scrapping. Bar fight still pushing. Taylor over there. Knocks it up and out. And here come the Pride back to neutral. They send it across to the far wall. Dahl steps up. They push it in. Bar fight's going to go chase it. Bar fight around the back. Bar fight. Up. Cannot knock it past the point player, though. As they throw it in deeper, it got tangled in some legs, and Dahl throws it up the wall. This one comes lower. Bar fight. Battling with a couple of Pride players. They poke it up to Yenny. Yenny can't knock it out. Now Dahl will pick it up. Dahl off Yenny's skates back to neutral. And this one comes back the other way. Bar fight knocks it down. Pride pick it up at the blue line. Ride Yenny's shoulder into the zone. Throw it. Niner knock that down. And Taylor banks it off the wall and out with 1:15 to go. Pride pick it back up at neutral. They throw it up ahead to the red line as Bar fight has to stay to play a little defense there. And then she heads off. And now they throw it in behind Kanachi with 1 minute remaining in the first period. Pilarski bodies a girl. They send it up ahead to Yenny. Yenny banks it out. Taylor and Yenny head to the bench, and that gets Detling and Kinger out here with Pilarski as they upend a Pride player coming through, and here comes King. King chips it around. Can't get on it, though, as we're going to get a stoppage as goalie covers with 40.4 here in the arena. We go to the near circle for this draw. Pilarski draws it back to the point. Schuler out high to the side. Desai shot, fanned. Tried to follow, fanned again. So Desai got a 2-for-1 discount on the fans there at target. As they throw it in front, back door was open. Girl couldn't pick it up. 24 seconds to go. Now they throw it in front. It's loose. Kinger's going to pick it up. Here comes Kinger. One back to beat. Kinger going wide. Kinger getting pushed to the corner. Kinger loses the puck back there to that Pride player up the near wall now. And here they come. 7 seconds to go. They push it over to the far point. Shot. Kanachi gloves it. And we're going to get a stoppage with 2.3 to go here in the arena. So we'll go to the far circle for this draw. Rig, Claherty, Makasenka come out here with Kiesel and Zivy. 2.3. And that'll do it for the period. We played one. It's 1-0 on a goal by Pilarski. I'll be back, period number 2. They're skating out for period number 2. Kanachi taking the long skate for period 2 to my right. Looks like Kiesel and Zivy in the backyard. We'll wait and see who comes out up front. Looks like the rig. Makasenka and Clardy. See what this group can do. Start this period. See who's going to jump it. See who they let take the draw. It's going to be Clardy, and nobody's going to jump it. So that one, rig comes through the middle. They both came through the middle. They throw it in deep. It was a different kind of jump. Also didn't work as the rig stops it. Now Zivkovic's going to pick it up. Zivkovic throws it over to the far wall. Makasenka's going to have to go dig it out. Makasenka throws it deeper. Rig back there. Rig centers. Clardy can't handle it. Over to the point, or over to the circle, and Makasenka couldn't handle it. Kiesel steps up. Kiesel shoots it off of a player. We got a delayed offsides, and they're clear. Ray gets a stick in there. Be careful. Now they come across. Pride up. Cut off by Zivkovic. Bouncing puck high up in the air. Pride back the other way. Makasenka with pressure. Makasenka takes it away. Makasenka down the far wall. Shoots. Misses everything to the far side. And we got a good pressure out of this group right now, but it seems to be fading as the Pride come back the other way. Up the far wall. They leave it. Rig skates over. Can't get a stick on it. Pride deeper. Around the backside, they leave it. Kanachi down. They send it through the goal mouth over to the far wall. Now she's up. They throw it in on her and never gets there as Kiesel cleans it up on the doorstep. Kiesel up the near wall right in front of us. Dumps it. Hits the girl with a stick for good measure as she heads to the bench. And now they send it across up through neutral as escape by Clardy, escape by Taylor, escape by Yenny. Now the Niners whacking over there. Niners started with the whacking. That's technically a breach of protocol. She missed the beating and the banging, and now we're going to get a hand pass. And let's see where he brings it. Should see if it comes out. It's going to come out. So we're coming out to the dot in front of the Pride bench. Stripes explaining to the Pride coach what he saw. Doesn't look like she believes him. As bar fight Taylor, Yenny, Swiss Army Niner, and Dahl. Bar fight knocks it back, and Yenny can't get there. As this puck comes across, Dahl should get there. Dahl throws it up to Yenny. Yenny in front of me off the wall. Bar fight coming through hard. Bar fight kicks it into the zone, and the Pride are going to pick it up behind their goalie. Take it around to the far wall. They throw it up the wall. And Yenny battles it at the blue line, but not out. Thanks, Michelle. Michelle brought me a water around the backside, and Dahl's going to pick this one up. They beat, they bang, they whack. We're around the backside now. Dahl up the wall. This one coming up the near wall. They're battling into the corner. Yenny down there. Yenny and Dahl. Dahl's going to come out of there with it behind Kanachi. Dahl loses it on the doorstep, and thankfully she recovered and cleaned it away. as Taylor bumbles over there with it, but manages to poke it out of the zone. Bar fight battling. Now Niner across the blue line. Niner fumbles it, and here comes the puck across the blue line again. Niner battles it out, and the Pride are going to throw it in off Dahl's skates into the near corner. Dahl up the wall, out. Pride throw it back in, and bar fight battling here with a player 14 times her size. This one goes back in. Yenny and bar fight battling on the blue line, and kicks back in. Bar fight whacks it back out over to Taylor, who pokes it ahead a little further, but the Pride pick it up, send it back the other way. As this one, they're beating, banging, whacking on the red line there. There's bar fight, Niner, and Taylor. They're all battling Stripes, yelling at him to move it, and bar fight pokes it into the zone. Now they pick it up, send it across, and here they come up the near wall as Yenny picks it up. Yenny with a little bit of space, bubbling along the blue line there. She throws it deeper, heads to the bench as Pilarski and Detling jump on. Desai and Schuler come into the backyard. This is going to go all the way down. And Desai catches up to it before the icing. Desai stops, turns, throws it up, and it ends up with the Pride. And now they bank it off the wall past King. It gets by Desai. Pride down the near wall. They throw it into the center of the slot. This player makes room, shoots, misses everything high. It's in behind Kanachi, loose on the front door. And Schuler can't clear it out of there. Still loose in front. And then she finally does clear it out of there. Detling's going to level a girl and going to get a penalty for that. That one's about as egregious as it gets. She just put her arms on her and leveled her into the wall. So Detling's going to go visit Tina in the box. Interference on Detling. So she's going to go have a seat. Rig and bar fight out here with Dahl and Desai to kill this one off up the near wall. They cannot knock it out. Rig can't block that pass. Over to the far point. Bar fight out there. Rig can't get a stick on it. Near wall. Dahl down in front. Dahl with a block from her butt. Oh, back door. Kanachi with a big save. Over to the far wall. Battle in the corner. Desai steps in. Pushes the player up far point. Far point. Rig knocked that down. Rig knocked it out and down. And they're going to chase it. Bar fight's chasing. She takes an elbow. Bar fight battles through it. And here come the Pride back the other way. Pride, Rig knocks out with her stick. And that's going to let Bar fight knock it back down as she thought about heading to the bench but didn't. Bar fight battling deep in the zone. And now they send it across. And here they come back the other way. Pride up the far wall. Pride still skating. Shot knocked down by Kiesel. To the end wall. Player in the crease. Dull's got to get her out of there. Over to the far point. Up to the high slot. And we got a crease violation on the Pride for being in there on top of Kanachi. Kanachi knocked her out of there, so they're going to bring the puck out of the zone. Girl came into the crease. Kanachi put her on her butt. And Stripes said, crease violation. Let's bring it out. So King, Pilarski, Zivi, and Kiesel now out here with 53 to go in the penalty to Detling. Down the far wall. Stop, turn, spin. Up to the far point. Stop, turn, half wall. Cut it in front. Pilarski cuts that off. Pilarski golfs it. Not out, though. Now it goes low into the corner. Kiesel. Kiesel whacks at it. Can't knock it out. Pilarski overskates. Kiesel skates up on it. Now they have it loose on the doorstep. Kanachi with a big save. Still loose. Still loose. Still loose, and there's the goal. You just can't let them whack at it in the crease like that. Eventually it's going in, and that's exactly what happened. You got to push those players out of there. Kiesel knows that. She was trying. Didn't have any help, and they're whacking away. And puck ends up in the net. You just can't let them in there that long, beating, banging, and whacking. Kiesel was pushing, but nobody was helping. And when there's 4 or 5 of them in there and you only got one on the other side pushing, you're not going to knock them out. Tyndall wants an explanation. I'm not sure of what. Stripes has his hands out, which is generally a sign that he doesn't understand what the calls. Uh-oh. Now we're going to have a stripe conference. So they're talking about goalie interference. These two Stripes are having a conversation. They're shaking their heads, so now Stripes is going to go tell Tyndall he lost his appeal. We'll wait this out. Tyndall asks him another question, and Stripes skates away, so this debate's over. 1-1. You got to knock him out of there. If they're not going to call interference, then you got to knock him out of there. Pilarski's going to try to jump it. She can't get through, and that penalty proves costly. Now they come across, the Pride does, into the center as this puck's loose. Here comes Kinger up the near wall. Kinger loses the puck on the wall. Kinger retreats. Zivy picks it up, puts it in Detling's feet. Detling back to Kiesel. Kiesel up. Too far for Pilarski, and now this one's going to go down the wall. Pilarski with a good burst of speed, going to get there and whack at it. Can't get a stick on it, though. Detling skates in, can't knock it away. Now they'll knock it out back to Kiesel. Kiesel over to Zivy. Zivy up the near wall, going to dump it through Stripes' feet, in behind, and 10:39 to go, second period. Up the near wall, Zivkovic. As a Pride player fell down, and Rigg was in the vicinity, but I think she just lost her edge. Kiesel around the back. Kiesel looking up. Hits Makasenka and loses it there as Pilarski dives. Makasenka covers it. Makasenka coming up the near point. Makasenka loses it. Rigg knocks it in, and they had it delayed off, and now Zivy across to Kiesel. Kiesel up for Claherty. Claherty loses it back to Kiesel. Kiesel's going to skate it this time. She's going to gain the red line dump. Pride in the near circle. I'm going to pick it up and come up the near wall. Stevens tries a little Olay, and the Olay rarely works. And now we're going to get a shot off. Kanachi gets equipment on that to the far wall. They overskate it. Schuler pokes it up to Makasenka. Makasenka tries to lead Claherty. Can't. Schuler can't get it out. Rigg can't get it out. Now Schuler sends it backwards to Desai. Up the wall and finally out. Now the Pride retreat. Pride pick it up there. They skate around Claherty over to the wall. Up and in. Schuler flips it. Not out. Now it'll come back out. Pride whack it off Makasenka. Rigg bodies a girl down. And here come the Pride down the far wall. Shot. Kanachi got something on that up into the protective netting. 9:15. Get a stoppage. Go to the far circle. As Yenny, Taylor, and Barfight come out here with Niner and Dull in the backyard. Barfight going to take this draw. Puts it over to the wall, and now Taylor knocks it out, but it's going to go all the way down. Let's see. This might get on the crease. It does. No ice. Pride pick it up there. Send it up the wall. Dahl holds momentarily. Barfight battling. It goes deeper. Yenny, and now they send it out across. Niner's going to hustle back. Niner whacks at it. Sends it back to neutral. Pride pick it up there. Taylor steps up. Holds it out of the zone. Now they poke it in the feet. Niner pokes it ahead. And they skate around a couple of them and up, out, into the bench area. So we'll come back to the dot in front of the Selects bench for this one with 8:40 to go. It's definitely a little chillier in here than it was yesterday. Michelle's standing behind me freezing. She's got her capri leggings on, so the bottoms of her legs are blue. That's Grace's Aunt Michelle, not my wife Michelle. Over to the corner. Pride. Banking it up the wall. Pilarski coming with it up the near wall. Pilarski battling. Still battling. And this one's going to come up and not out as King gets a stick in there to hold it. King falls, slides safe into third. You got Pilarski battling. Now they chip it up and in, and down the far wall. Pride are going to pick it up, take it behind. King, heavy pressure. Detling steps over. They send it up the wall, and Detling holds it at least momentarily. King over. Dahl throws it in front. Goaltender pushes that to the far side. Pilarski going to go battle. Pride are going to come out of there with it behind Detling. Detling throws it back to Pilarski. Pilarski can't do anything with it under heavy pressure. And now they send it up. And Dahl fell, and here they come up the near wall. Dahl steps in front of that player, causes her to dump it deep. Niner going to go battle back there. Niner took an elbow but got the puck and overskated it as Pilarski whacks it loose on the goal line. Golf shot got tipped around behind, and Niner picks it up. Niner up the wall as Detling got leveled, and now the puck comes all the way back to the top of the zone here as Claherty and Makasenka jump on. Dahl going to go chase it back in the corner. Riggs open. Nobody sees her. Riggs cherry picking, which I don't generally like. And now they take it down the far way. She had just come on and thought they were going to get it up to her, but couldn't. Now she joins the play. They send it up to the point, and this one drifts lower. It's loose in the crease off Kanachi's face. She got something on. No, into the near corner. This one comes up the wall. As Claherty gets leveled behind the net. We're getting a penalty on the Pride here for that one. Claherty takes a heavy hit. She's still down. She's on her knees, checking her chin strap, brushing off the pee, and here she comes as number 4 for the Pride is going to sit for 2 minutes. We're going to go back on the power play. See who they decide to bring out or leave out here as Tyndall's getting it figured out. Oh, head contact. Head contact. They're going to give her more than 2 here. Elbow. So they're giving her 2. So she got 2 and 10 for head contact. Terrible. Pride fans aren't happy. They chip it out to the near point. Kiesel throws it in behind. And now they're going to bank it into the corner. Shot. Goaltender puts that to the end wall. Loose in front. Now they take it to the end wall again. And now the Pride's going to pick it up and bank it up the wall. Not out. Pilarski held it. Now they put it over to the point. Claherty chips it lower to Kinger. Kinger throws it in front. Pilarski there. Pilarski on the backhand knocks it in. And it's 2-1 on a power play goal by Pilarski. So that'll kill the power play, which was never on the board anyway because the button didn't work. And it's 2-1 on the penalty. So they left the time up, but it should come off the board. We'll see. Stripes will clean this up. He's a good Stripe. He's telling her to clean that off. Now we got the Rig, Makasenka, Claherty out here now. They're waiting for that penalty to come off the board, and it does. And now here comes Makasenka poking it down the far wall. Not going to get there as it comes around behind. Rig can't get a stick on it. Now Zivkovic holds, sends it lower to the Rig. Rig backhands it across the goal mouth. Nobody there. As Pride come back up the far wall. Pride into the center. Claherty steps in front, takes that away. She skates in behind. Claherty all the way around behind, up the wall to Makasenka. Makasenka buries it against the wall, loses it on the far circle. They dance around Kiesel. Can't get a shot off. Now they push it in lower. Claherty's going to pick it up. Claherty banks it off the wall as Stripes ducks. Makasenka golfs it back to a neutral spot where the Pride pick it up at the red line. They send it. They lose it. Now they pick it up. Rig sticks that off, and Rig's going to leave it for Makasenka. Makasenka ahead, back to the red line, and the Pride are going to knock it in. Claherty chips it out. They battle along the red line, and Makasenka comes out of there with it. Makasenka skating along the blue line, sends it in the center to the Rig, who loses it in her feet, and now they tip it down past Makasenka into the near corner. With up the wall, Makasenka Stripes in the way, tried to get it up to the Rig, couldn't, it's loose. Zivvy's going to pick it up. Zivvy tried to get up to the Rig. Rig has it center ice. Rig's going to backhand it in, head for a change. 5 minutes to go, second period. Here come the Pride up the near wall. Now they come back into center. Claherty chasing, Claherty whacking. They throw it across. Yenny got a stick on it. Taylor chips it back the other way. Yenny skates over, but they tip it by everybody. Claherty out here forever. She needs to change. She takes a shot. Here comes Yenny. Yenny down the far wall. Throws it in behind, and Claherty's going to step in. Not be able to pick up the puck as the Pride take it, and this should be her signal to get off. It's loose in front. Claherty can't handle the pass in front, and now comes over to the wall. Clardy taking a cross-check, and we're going to get a cross-checking penalty on the Pride here for cross-checking Clardy in the back. Now they're going to call hooking. Looked like a cross-check to me. He's going to call hooking. So we're going back on the power play. 4:20. This time we got it on the board. As she's going to sit for, he called hooking. I saw cross-checking. Either way, it's a penalty. Zivy, Kiesel, Pilarski, Kinger, and Clardy. Clardy's been out here a long time. They decide to leave her. I'm not sure that's the wisest move, but he sticks with this top unit. They haven't had many chances this weekend. They haven't done much. Zivy can't hold the point, and here it comes. Kiesel. Kiesel corrals it. Kiesel loses it in front, and Canacci has no choice but to cover that up, as that girl had heavy pressure on Kiesel. So they cover it up, take it to the far circle. As Pilarski's going to step in and take this draw in that far circle. Pilarski pushes it to the wall. Nobody follows it. Pride has it. They tie it up on the wall. They're happy to do that here, penalty killing. And Pride's going to come out of there with it. We're shorthanded, and this unit can't knock it out. Zivy to the wall. They play a game of whack, and up it comes, and Pride's going to pick it up here. This first unit has been anemic on the power play as Kiesel skates up with it. And King is woefully offsides, not getting out. And we're going to come to the dot here, right in front of us to the left. Kiesel, Zivy, Clardy, King, Pilarski. Clardy's going to go hug that far wall. This rarely works. Pilarski draws it back to Zivy. Zivy goes over to Clardy, but it's behind her. Clardy flips it weakly into the zone, and the Pride are going to corral that, send it around the backside. King throws it in front. Pilarski was there. She's beaten. She's banging. Never got to the whacking before the Pride cleared it away. Zivy can't hold the point, and down it goes. Kiesel sends it back the other way. King whacks it into the zone. A minute to go in the penalty as King tries to hold. Can't. Comes out. King heavy pressure. Zivkovic knocks it in. That should have been and is an offsides. So we'll come back to this dot for this draw right in front of us. Pilarski. This unit's been out here a long time. Surprised Teddy didn't change it. They haven't done much, if anything, as Kinger tips it past Zivy, and now they're on a breakaway. Kiesel fights her way back to knock that puck out of there. Comes out of there with it. Kiesel's going to spin in the corner with it. Kiesel sends it up to Pilarski. Pilarski tips it up ahead. And this unit just hasn't done much this whole weekend on the power play. As they're going to chip it out. Schuler comes on. Schuler whacks it, misses everything to the far corner. So we got Schuler and Dahl. We got the backhand change, but this front end's been out here the entire time. And Clardy probably played 2 minutes before that. So there's just no legs left. They just got to change them up as Dahl holds the point. Dahl throws it low and gets tipped and goes to the near side. Loose in front. Clardy skates in. And she kicked the net off again. This team is known for kicking the net off. It's getting annoying, quite frankly. They did that in the earlier game. Disallowed a goal on our 14U. I don't know if this is how they train the goalies or what, but she kicked the net off at a moment when it was loose in front. At some point, this has to become a delay game penalty. They did this yesterday. Taylor Yanni bar fight. Schuler and Dahl in the backyard. 3 seconds to go. I'm off 3 seconds. There's actually 6 seconds to go in the penalty. They put it right on net, and I'm still off by 1, so the clock never moved. We got 4 seconds to go in the penalty. Bar fight threw it right on net. Yanni needs to crash that net. Got to get a burst and crash. Bar fight again. Bar fight puts it there again. Yanni doesn't get a stick on it. And now the penalty's over. Put it into the center, and here come the Pride back the other way. Up the far wall. Taylor whacking. They skate right around her and into the corner. Now they skate around her again, coming up the wall. Now she ties the girl up with a stick. Be careful. Bar fight around back. Bar fight battling. Up to the wall. Pride in the near corner. They center it. Dahl can't get a stick on it. It's loose in front. Over to the near corner. Can't see much. We'll wait for it to come out. Up the wall. And now they send it across. Taylor can't handle the pass. Barfight going to skate up. They're going to chip it past her. That should have been offsides. He didn't see this girl in the zone. Around to Dull. Barfight's going to pick it up behind Canacci. Chip it too far. And the Pride are going to chip it lower. Schuler comes over there, whacks at it. Taylor to the Barfight. Barfight battles it out. She's taking a stick to the head, and now it goes deeper. Schuler, you got to hustle. Go get the puck. Schuler around back to Dull. This team's quick. You got to be quicker. Up the wall. Now that results in a failed. That came out, and that is going to be on offsides with 1:10 to go. Come to the dot here for this draw. Greg Makasenka, Zivi Kiesel, and we're missing one. Oh, no, wait, there we go. Here comes Clardy. She's back there messing around with Canacci. This one comes across as Zivi tries to tip it out. Can't. Pride pick it up. Shot. Canacci gloves it with 1:04 to go. He'll come to the near circle. This one goes in the near corner. They throw it. They're battling there. It goes around behind Canacci. Kiesel should get there. Kiesel takes a heavy body, loses the puck. Makasenka gets shouldered off the puck. Here comes Claherty with it up the far wall. Claherty's down the far wall with it. Gets in too deep, loses the puck. And now the Rig skates in. Can't get a stick on it. Makasenka lower to the Rig. Rig throws it in front. Doesn't get to Claherty. As this one's going to come back up the far wall with 33 to go. Kiesel going to push her to the corner. No, they're going to get a shot off. Canacci barely got anything on that. It goes into the corner. This one comes up the near wall. They're battling it up the wall. Rig across to Makasenka. Makasenka can't knock it out. Lower as Kiesel steps up, can't knock it out. Now they throw it deeper in behind Canacci with 10 to go. Zivi battles back there. Zivkovic throws it up the wall for Makasenka. Makasenka throws it up the wall. It'll get out. Here comes the Rig. Rig can't get a stick on it. Period over. We played 2. It's 2-1. We'll be back on Wicked Slapshot Productions. All right, they skate out. Period number 3. Pilarski, Kinger, Detling, Desai, and Schuler. Pilarski talking to D. We'll see what they're going to do here. 2-1 selects. Canacci to my left. Game's been a little better today, but the effort seems to be lacking lately as they push it up the wall. Pilarski stops it with her body, and here she comes in through neutral. Pilarski skates around. She gets held up. Can't get her stick on it over to the far wall. And now here come the Pride as Detling battling in front of the net. They skate it back in. Pilarski holds it. Pilarski over to the near wall. She's taking it deep. Pilarski around the backside. Put it in front. Detling couldn't get a stick on it. Now she does over to the wall. She pushes it up to Desai. Desai gets pushed down. Puck in the corner, Kinger. Kinger puts it in front for Pilarski. Pilarski can't knock it towards the net as she was momentum carrying her past the end line, and this one will come back up and out. And now they're taking two of them for battling here. Taking Detling and a Pride player for battling in front of the net. So coincidental minors at 16-26. Play 5-on-5. Regmack. Stripes taking them both. Now he's talking to the Pride girl. Rig, Claherty, Makasenka, Dull, and Mrazek back here now as this one comes back to Dull. Dull corrals it, sends it up. Too far for the Rig. Goes back into neutral. Here come the Pride. Rig whacks. That rarely works as Mrazek puts it into the corner. Dull around the backside. Dull hits the reverse card, tries to come up the wall. Here comes Claherty. Claherty skating. It's in the Rig's feet. Claherty picks it back up. Here she comes across the blue line. She dumps it into the corner. Makasenka's going to have to go chase it. She's not going to get there before the Pride will. Up the near point. Mrazek cheats up, tries to hold it. Does. Round back, Pride. They're going to send it up the wall. Mrazek's going to have to retreat this time. Rig whacked the stick across. Didn't work. And here they come back the other way. Down the far wall. Dull battling with a stick. Can't get it. Claherty shoulders him off the puck. It comes through the goal mouth over to the near wall. Makasenka. Makasenka up the near wall. Can't knock it out. Claherty can't knock it out. Now it's lower. Mrazek going to pick it up. She gets pushed off the puck. They're beating and banging in the corner. Here comes Claherty with it. Claherty, Rig ahead of her. Claherty. Claherty up the near wall. She gets tripped up. Stripes goes down again. That's the same Stripes that Vitodian killed. And we're getting a whistle here. That's the same Stripes Vitodian killed. Claherty and Stripes both down. Lindsay, that's the same one you killed. Pilarski got the second goal. As Stripes having a rough day. He gets in the way a lot, and that leads to this. He's in the wrong spot. That's the same one Vitodian killed earlier. He's up. Kiesel giving me the eye. Claherty's line's going to head off. We got bar fight. Yenny and Taylor coming out here. Kiesel and Zivy as they come down the far wall. Kiesel skates over, takes the puck away. They're going to battle into the corner. 15 minutes to go. Up the near wall. Bar fight battling. Puck low, bar fight with the tip. Bar fight comes out of there with it. Here she comes. She got Yenny coming with her. Bar fight. Tried to get it across to Yenny, and that girl made a nice defensive play, and then she fell down. Bar fight fell on top of her. It's loose behind. They take it over into that pile of humans and comes around to the back corner. You send it up the wall. Bar fight whacks at it. It comes loose. Zivy knocks it down. Zivy back to Kiesel. Kiesel sends it up to Yenny. Yenny has room. Yenny's going to shoot. Goaltender's going to easily glove that one. 14-24. So Lindsay, Claherty hit him way harder than you did. He looked a little shaken up after that one. So, I mean, you hit him. Claherty crunched him. So he was in the way as she was coming down the wall, and she crunched him. So Pilarski, Detling, and Kinger's got to be out there somewhere. Schuler and Desai in the backyard. They poke it by Desai up the far wall. Desai gets in front of that player. They stop it. They hold it. They send it back out. And now they come back D. As Kinger whacks at it. Here comes Kinger with Pilarski. Kinger down the near wall. Has Pilarski. Loses it on the toe drag. Sends it deeper. Around the backside. Pilarski should get there. She does. Pilarski whacks it back around. Too hard for King. Now they're going to battle back there. Behind the net. Stripes telling them to move it. Up the far wall. And Detling lost a stick. And now here come the Pride. Up the near wall. They send it through Schuler, and Desai picks it up. Pride can't pick it up. Pilarski and a Pride player down in front of the net. Here comes Schuler. Schuler up the far wall. Schuler going to throw it in behind the net. Goaltender leaves it on the line. Here they come up the far wall. Now they send it back in off a foot. And Makasenka, the rig, and Claherty are back out here with Niner and Schuler. I think Schuler still needs to get off. Up for Makasenka. Makasenka brings it up over to Claherty. Claherty picks it up. Claherty comes in with it. Claherty on the goaltender. Goaltender's going to cover it. And we're going to watch for action after the whistle as they get the arms up and the rig's trying to get Claherty out of there. Claherty was looking for some action, and now they're blowing the horn for some reason over here. 13:04 to go. The Pride penalty box attendant had a question. The Pride penalty box attendant has a question for Stripes. And the girl with the major is finally out. So she's finally back on the bench after a long stay in the box. Claherty. Back to Mrazek. Mrazek whips a shot, got all the way through, but missed to the far side. Pride pick it up there, and that one gets cut off by Claherty. Claherty with an elbow. Not sure why that didn't get called. Claherty came in, elbows raised. Shot. Canacci gets something on that, covers it up. And we got to watch for post-whistle action here. Claherty came across and just elbowed that girl. I don't know how much cleaner of a call that could have been, but they didn't make it. And Stripes was right there. It was right in front of us. Near circle for this draw. Into the corner, Kiesel. Around the backside. Kiesel up. Too far for Claherty. Makasenka chips it. Kiesel can't get a stick on it. Rig comes across. Now here come the Pride. Pride far circle. They drop it off far point. They throw it in deeper. Kiesel gets a stick on it. Loose on the doorstep. Into the near circle. Around back. Kiesel knocks that down. Picks it back up. High point. Shot. That one got all the way through, and Canacci covered it. And watch the post-whistle action as Stevens pushes one out of there. Stripes lost sight of it. Said he blew it dead. That makes up for the net kicking. And we're coming to the near circle. Draw here. Over to the point, Kiesel. Kiesel hits the Uno reverse card, comes up the wall to Claherty. Now Kiesel again behind. Kiesel battling back there. They both fall down. Kiesel from her knees puts it up the near wall. Makasenka, now Claherty. Claherty with it. No. Pride, take it away. And we're getting something called here. We're getting a penalty on the Pride. Not sure what, but Stripes is about done with the... Up, they're taking both of them. They're taking Kiesel and Pride girl for beating, banging, and whacking in the corner. Now we'll play 5-on-5 with the two of them down until 10 minutes and 2 seconds to go. Pilarski. Pride's going to change the back end here. Pilarski, King, Detling. Dull and should be Desai in this corner. Can't see her. Comes up to the high slot. Shot. Went off Dull's feet into the corner. Loose in front. Canacci's getting some equipment on that. Loose in the high slot. King dove to get it out of there, and this time it comes out as Pilarski pushes it ahead down into the corner. Pride stop, turn, send it up the near wall. Desai steps up, and Pilarski takes that away. Here she comes up the far side. Pilarski still skating with it. Shoots. Goaltender gloves it. 11:35. Third period. Yeah, Lindsay, I agree. He gets in the way a lot. He was right where he shouldn't be, and Claherty just leveled him. So Pilarski going to take this draw. Over to Kinger. Kinger out to Dull. Dull Chips it in front. Gets all the way to the end wall. Goaltender pokes it there. Pride pick it up there, send it up the wall. And they're beating, banging, whacking in the corner. And Pride are going to come out there with it behind the goaltender. Up the far wall. Here they come through neutral. Still skating. By Detling. Dahl stands her up. Into the corner. They chip it up the wall. Dahl needs to get there. She does, but can't do anything with it. Now they have it low. Dahl bodies that girl into the wall. Stripes telling them to move it. As the Pride come out of there with it. Up. Detling knocks a girl down. No call. Not sure how that's not a trip. She's underneath Detling, and Detling's not letting her get up. Now they push it across to the slot. Shot! Kanachi saw that at the last minute and knocked it to the corner. They chip it around behind. Pride again. They just get to these open pucks. As Kinger chips it up the wall. Here comes Detling with it. Detling up the near wall. Detling's going to throw it in. Goaltender kicks it. As they were going for a change. I see Taylor and Barfight out here. Detling needs to get off, and that'll let whoever the third member of that line is, I believe it's Yenny. This one gets chipped across over to the wall. Detling stays, and Taylor. Now Detling should go. No, they don't chip it out far enough. Detling will go, and here comes Yenny, and that will be an icing. 10:04. Back this way. Taylor, Barfight, Yenny, Schuler, and Zivy. Barfight steps in for this draw. Sends it across to Yenny. Yenny out to Zivkovic. Zivkovic throws it from the point, misses everything badly to the near side. They go into the corner. We'll see who comes out of there with it. I can't see it. You can't see it. I can't see it. In front of the net, Taylor battling hard. Can't get a stick on it. And now they send it around to the far wall. Here come the Pride. Pride up the far wall. Pride. Chip it by everybody. In on Kanachi. She has no choice but to cover. Schuler chases the player to make sure nothing stupid happens. 9:37. Far corner. Reg, Makasenka, Claherty, Dahl, and Schuler stay in the backyard. Oh no, Dahl and Niner. Swiss Army Niner out here with the Reg. Reg chips it off the circle. It's loose. She's still whacking. Out to the far point. Shot. Reg can't knock it down. It's loose. Kanachi got lumber on it as Niner goes down in front of the net. Up to the near point. They can't hold it. They send it back across. D to D as I pick up a little case of the hiccups or the burps or something there. Get that cleared up as Niner sends it up the wall. Makasenka gets a stick on it. Can't knock it out. Loose in front as Dahl whacks 3 times and can't knock it away. It's still loose. High slot shot, loose. Back door was open, but nobody can get a stick on it. Now Makasenka will. Makasenka can't clear. It's loose in her feet. She sends it up to Claherty. Claherty falls down. And here come the Pride back the other way. The Rig tries the Olay move twice. It doesn't work. And here comes a shot knocked down by Dahl into the corner. Dahl levels a girl. Stick goes flying. No call on that one. Claherty up the wall. Makasenka beats and bangs. Can't get it up. As the Pride players are now jawing the ref. Something we don't do as an organization. As Stevens tries to send it out. Can't. And this one goes into the corner where Niner battles it up the wall. Makasenka's looking up for the Rig. Too far. And now it comes back the other way. That was offsides. He doesn't call it. This one goes around the backside. As they send it up the wall. Not out. Niner can't get it out. 8 minutes to go. They send it across to the far point. This one goes in, and Claherty cuts that off. Loose goes in behind the net as they battle back there. Dahl, puck on the net. Pride come out of there with it. There's a goal. They cannot get them out in front of that net. Kanachi was out of position. They beat her short side, coming around the backside. 2-2. They've got to clear them out of there. And it's 2-2. King, Detling, Pilarski, Desai, and Schuler. Pilarski steps in for this draw, and hopefully this isn't another Pittsburgh moment. Third period, late in the third period, it always gets a little sloppy. Here we go. Pride cut off by Detling. Detling pokes it lower. She chases it in front to Pilarski. Loose. Schuler can't hold it. She shakes her head, and here she chases it back. Schuler loses it on the blue line to a Pride player. So she couldn't hold it, and then she lost it. Now they have it center slot. Now they throw it deeper. Pick it up behind the net. They go around. Out to the far point. They throw it in front. Pilarski cuts that off. Pilarski puts it up for Detling. Can't handle the pass. And now the Pride send it back the other way. As Schuler takes a hit. Detling right in front of me. Pride come out of there with it. They send it across. Now they send it in down the far wall. They shoot up high over the net. Pilarski whacks it up the far wall. Nobody there to go chase that one. Took a bad bounce in the corner where the Iceman was working earlier. He's in the back smoking a cigarette now. Now they send it through the slot over to the near point. And it goes through somebody's legs. Now it comes up here. And this one will get poked out. Pilarski picks it up. Here comes Pilarski up the far wall. Three Pride back as Pilarski dumps it, heads for a change. Yenny, Taylor, Zivy, Kiesel, and Barfight out. As this one comes down the near wall. Barfight there can't get a stick on it. Yenny can't get a stick on it. Taylor overskates. It's loose. Barfight gets knocked down in front of the net. Now they pick it up here, and they battle into the corner. None of us can see it. We'll wait the result. Kiesel's going to have to retreat. Here they come up the near wall. Kiesel pushes her to the corner. Kiesel steps in front. They put it in front. Goes all the way through the goal mouth. Zivkovic couldn't get that player off the doorstep. Now they take it into the corner. Zivkovic whacks at it up to Yenny. Yenny's going to ice it. 5:54. Come back to the far circle. Taylor, Barfight, Yenny, Zivy, and Kiesel. Barfight steps in to take this draw. Dies on the dot, and Yenny comes through, pulled down, no call. As they shoot from the point. Now Taylor's going to chip it out, but not follow it as the Pride are going to get there first. Take it in front of their own net. Here they come back the other way. Zivy, they chip it by her, in on Kanachi. She covers it up. Kiesel stands there to make sure nothing stupid happens. And number 4, the one that spent 10 minutes in the box, is chewing on Claherty's ear. This one goes into the far corner. Pilarski, King, and now Claherty back on this line with Kiesel and Zivy. This is power play 1. This unit hasn't been able to do anything. Now they reunite them at even strength. Now they put it in front. Comes through the goal mouth over to the wall. Claherty's going to whack at it. Not out. This time Pilarski's going to knock it out. Here she comes. 1 to beat. Pilarski into the zone. Pilarski shoots. Goaltender missed everything. High into the near corner. Around the backside, Pilarski again puts it in front to Claherty, or King. King gets tackled, no call. Claherty knocked down behind. Loose in front. Goaltender covers. And she got absolutely leveled. No call. I'm going to let him play here late, it appears. So I see Dahl coming out for Kiesel. 9 are staying. Pilarski, King, Claherty. Now they're coming over to the near circle for this draw. Pilarski. Draw. Out to Dahl. Dahl had it in her feet. Throws it deeper into the corner. Pride going to get there first. They're going to stop. Chip it up past King. Mrazek's going to have to retreat as this one comes out. Dahl should get there. Dahl whacks at it. Pride hold it. Mrazek whacks at it. Pride still hold it. They send it around the backside. King should get there. King up the wall. Can't knock it out. 4:32. Loose into the center. Pilarski. Pilarski up to Claherty. Claherty back to Pilarski, but the pass was too far. They leave it in the corner. Around the backside. Up the wall. Claherty can't get it. Pride pick it up there, chip it around behind Pilarski, up into the protective netting. And we're going to get a stoppage. Yanni Taylor bar fight. Schuler and Desai. Far circle draw bar fight. Bar fight wins it over. Yanni overskated it. They send it in around behind the net with 4:10 to go. Up the near wall. Now behind again. Yanni with pressure. Up to the point, Desai. Desai throws it deeper. Pride going to get there first again. They're just getting to the open pucks. Yanni holds it. Bar fight on the backhand. She gets pulled down. Puck up the near wall. Schuler holds it, throws it deeper. Bar fight and Taylor are down there. We'll see what, if anything, comes of that. And this one comes around the backside, and the Pride are going to pick it up, send it up the wall. Desai from the far point. Desai chips it lower as bar fight knocked down again. Yanni battling back there. Pride come out of there with it. Up the near wall. Pride send it around behind, past Desai. She should get there first, though. As this one comes back, she sends it up to Yanni. Yanni gets bodied, but gets it into the zone, and now the Pride are going to send it across. They skate it out up the far wall, and it goes in behind Kanachi with 3 minutes to go. Pilarski's going to pick it up there. Pilarski, King, Yanni. As Yanni heads to the bench, it lets Claherty come out. They turn it over, coming down the far wall past Pilarski. Center, it's loose. Kinger's going to pick it up. Kinger try to tip it to Claherty. Claherty has it stuck in her feet. King overskates. Pilarski's going to pick it up. Pilarski down the near wall. Pilarski beating, banging, whacking. Pilarski's still fighting for it. Loses it coming across. Claherty skates, chips it deeper. Loses the puck on the far wall. Pilarski holds it there twice. Now it comes to the point, and they're going to chip it out past Zivkovic back to Kiesel. Kiesel loses it on the wall. And King's going to battle it across. Kiesel in front of the net. Kiesel up for Claherty. Claherty down the near wall. Shot. Goaltender blocker save over to the far wall. Bar fight back out here. Bar fight picks it up. Bar fight skates across the top of the zone. Bar fight still skating. Bar fight pulled down, no call. Here come the Pride back the other way. They tip it over to the near wall. Kiesel cuts that shot off, and she has it on the near wall. Kiesel chips it out. And they chip it back in with 1:45 to go. Past Zivkovic. Shot. Missed everything through the goal mouth to the near side. Kinger tried to come up to Claherty. Couldn't get it there. Put it in front of the net. Kiesel's going to clear it out of there. Kiesel skating it. Kiesel in heavy traffic. Kiesel dumps it ahead off Claherty. Pride into the corner. Pride around the backside, coming up the near wall. Yanni on with Pilarski now. This one comes all the way up. They leave it in the corner. They leave it for Yanni. Yanni and Pilarski collide. Pride hold. Throw it in deeper with 1:10 to go. Mrazek battling around the back. Pride going to get there first. Dahl steps in. Pride still have it. They throw it, try to throw it, can't. Now Pilarski. Here comes Pilarski. Pilarski with 2 Pride back, now 3. Pilarski up the far wall. Pilarski still skating. Still skating. Yanni in front. She throws it in front. Yanni cannot handle the pass. The back door was open. Yanni was wide open, and she couldn't handle the pass. 47 seconds to go. Taylor, Yanni, Pilarski, Dahl, and Mrazek. Pilarski put it right on Yanni's tape. She couldn't handle it. Pilarski with this draw. Dies on the dot. They beat, they bang, they whack. Yanni puts it through the goal mouth over to the near corner. Pride are going to pick it up there. Pride up the wall. Back. Here they come up the wall. Niner forces her into the corner. Dahl goes back. Dahl boards the girl. They beat, they bang. They're battling for the puck. 30 to go. Pride come out of there with it. They push it around to the far corner. Yanni needs to get there. No, Pride first. Up to the far point. Shot. Doesn't get through. Loose. Bouncing puck. 20 to go in the near corner. Taylor. Mrazek battling. this point tie it up because we're not going to get an offensive chance. Just don't let them have one. Dull picks it up. Dull cannot knock it out. Pilarski. Now Pilarski will get it out. Poke it up with 5. They send it back the other way, and that's going to do it. 2-1. Game over. It's going to end in a tie. Bring the handshake. Get over the YouTube delay as always. Thanks for watching. Long ride back to the Berg now after a tie. The hourly ice Zamboni worker's done with his cigarette. He's coming back out to exert his forces. And I'll bring you the handshake. Get over the YouTube delay as always. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Take care.